Okay, so this is part 4 of the dome video. Got 5 hexagons made now, of the total 15 that we're going to need. Decided to go with a 5/8 sphere, so that'll put the final height right about what the ceiling is in here. And the diameter just slightly larger than this room, by maybe 18 inches. Started building this as a temporary shelter to perhaps live in for a period of time, just to save up some money for the things that we want to do. In the winter of 2015 and 2016, we took a 3-month motorcycle trip through Mexico. We camped as much as we could. And when we came back, we got an apartment and a new car, and it's not what we want out of life. So we figured what we'll do is we'll build something awesome, and we'll live on national forest land for a while, save up some money, maybe buy a little piece of land, maybe build a more permanent structure. But we want to be flexible and nomadic, and we want to live the way we want to live, and we want to be able to have that wiggle room that society just doesn't give you when you're paying, $1,300 in rent every month, and car payment, and you've got all these things you have to worry about just so that you can continue to worry about them. So we figured, instead of building your whole life around the things you have, why not build your life around the things you want to be? Why not build your life around being able to go out in the world and experience and see things and travel, rather than just being stuck in a little apartment somewhere hoping that maybe you'll save up enough money to buy a house someday. So this isn't a perfect solution, but it's working out great. The hexagons, everything's lining up. We kind of stacked all this shit up in here just to kind of get an idea, and the hexagons aren't sanded, and the duct tape's not strong enough to hold we didn't use it correctly and not enough and everything to hold it the way it needs to be, but you kind of get a sense of what we're going for here, and it's really going well. And in the coming weeks, hopefully we'll be able to get the rest of the hexagons done. Then we've got to make a bunch of pentagons that'll actually be cut off right here. There'll be another piece of tube across there, and that'll be the bottom. And then we'll figure out a floor solution and everything, but then we'll start working on the attachment system. It seems like a lot more work than it is, but at the same time it is a lot more work than it seems, so we'll see what happens. But it's going great. The mold is holding up pretty well for the hexagons.
Then I get to paint it.
And Desiree gets to paint it, and we don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's probably going to be very colorful.
It's going to be super colorful. There's going to be like at least 3 main colors.
That's just not right. If you don't make every panel a different color.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be like a whole thing. I'm planning it out. I should do a video on that. I've got like paper and everything for what I'm going to.
You really should. And windows and doors I've got figured out. It's going to be a folding Dutch door kind of situation with a lock on it, so you can leave. But windows, we definitely need some kind of very large, this is the top panel. Well, this one's not, but it's the one I found first, so I put it down. But it's going to need some kind of window, a skylight in it for natural light, because the sun is free, but also it needs to open to vent the dome because heat builds up, because these are very thermally efficient structures. To heat a dome, it's significantly cheaper and easier than any other structure, but you need a way to let that heat out. So whatever solution I come up with for a skylight, I have to close, and whether that's a commercial solution I buy off the shelf or whether I have to make something, I'm working on that now. As for windows, RV windows are light and strong and made to flex and move. So I think I'm going to buy a couple of those used from a couple of the different RV wreckers here in town, and we're going to put them in the hexagons. Insulation, we're considering like an AB foam. It's a 2-part foam that you mix together, similar to baking, I suppose. It's 2 equal parts of a chemical, and then it mixes and expands into a foam to fill a cavity. And I'm thinking, rather than buying expanded polystyrene sheets, get some AB foam and just pour it directly into the panels, and it will expand to the level of the panel. and we'll put our final cover sheeting inside with pop rivets. And
What's a pop rivet?
a pop rivet is a small metal device that I probably have in those drawers behind you. It's a rivet you can do without a lot of tools. It's a little, it's a small fastener that doesn't require a screwdriver. It's. I'll show you later.
Cool.
But right now, we're out of fiberglass and we're out of resin. I mean, there's enough there to make maybe one more hexagon. This week I'm going to try and buy the rest of the fiberglass for the hexagons and then buy resin as I go. If anybody knows a cheap source of resin, let me know, because the stuff we're buying, it's relatively cheap for the area and everything, but it'd be nice to spend a little less on the resin. But we're getting there. It's progress, and we're doing really good. That's all for now.
Like and subscribe our videos.
Yeah, you should do the thing. You should like and subscribe to the video so that maybe you'll enjoy other videos that we make. Other non-dome related shit too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.